Hey guys, it's Madison. Today's video is all about the first 2 episodes of the new miniseries of Stephen King's The Stand. I agree with others who say that this might be the most relatable show of 2020. Seeing a pandemic begin and seeing government break down and fight with itself and citizens come into conflict with authority feels really close to home in a way that I don't think anyone could have anticipated. Harold discussing conspiracy theories that he read on the internet feels like a detail that was pulled out of real life, as does Stu's conversation with Dr. Ellis about a cure, and Larry Underwood walking down a hospital hallway and encountering rows of dead bodies. If there's one thing that The Stand gets right, and I think they did this without even trying because they actually wrapped up filming before COVID got really bad, it's being a reflection of all of the real-life fears that we've been experiencing this year. Fears of the pandemic, fears of authority, fears of other people. It's all reflected in the first 2 episodes of this miniseries. Okay, from this point on, there's going to be spoilers about some of the things that happen in the first 2 episodes, and there's also going to be spoilers about the original miniseries and the book. So you have been warned. If you continue to watch this, you might encounter some spoilers. My favorite thing about the new miniseries so far is how perfectly they captured Harold. While it's true that they did slim him down like they did in the previous version, physically speaking that is, Owen Teague captures the essence of Harold in a way that the previous version didn't. In the previous version of The Stand, Harold is a jilted lover, or a jilted would-be lover, but you don't really get a sense of where his rage comes from. They don't show how he was bullied, they don't show how his sister and parents resented him, they also don't show how weird and kind of perverted his character is. But this miniseries captures all of it. One thing in particular that I loved, and I know this sounds really weird to be like, I love the masturbation scene, but I really feel like it was essential to capturing the fact that Harold is kind of perverted, and that's something that was really glossed over in the original miniseries. And the fact that they added in that he was bullied, they added in his rejection letters and his ledger, it really feels like this character was lifted off the page and put on the screen. My main criticism of episode 1 is that they didn't capture Fran nearly as well. While it's true that she thinks of Harold as Amy's weird little brother, she would never say that to his face. In the book, she keeps most of these thoughts about Harold to herself, and she actually feels really guilty for having them. She really just wants to see the best in people, so she definitely wouldn't have said that to Harold's face. Especially in the context of that scene where he had just saved her life, that felt really out of character for her. I also didn't really like the suicide attempt storyline either, but I guess where they're going with this is that it's going to increase Harold's sense of entitlement to her. Like, I saved your life and now you owe me, or like, I saved your life and this is how you're going to repay me. So I guess I can kind of see maybe where they're going with that, but ultimately it felt really unnecessary. James Marsden as Stu was excellent casting, and I really liked the friendship that developed between Stu and Dr. Ellis. Dr. Ellis's comments about how he wanted to be the one that found the cure because he wanted to be famous really made me feel sympathetic for him, because you could feel how ridiculous he realized that was in retrospect after he got sick, and it made me really feel something for him when he died. Other than how they kind of butchered Fran's character in episode 1, the only other major problem I have with episode 1, and it's the same problem I have with episode 2, is how they jump back and forth in time between the past and the present. Not only is this super confusing for people that haven't read the book or seen the original miniseries, but it just feels so choppy and unnecessary. When you have a cast this large and you're already jumping from one character to another, it's not a great idea to be jumping back and forth in time as well. It just didn't work for me. The other thing I didn't like in episode 2 besides the time hopping was Nadine showing up in Boulder with Larry, which doesn't happen in the original miniseries, and I'm pretty sure it doesn't happen in the book either. Nadine leaving Larry is what drives an emotional wedge between them. It's why he can never forgive her and why they can't be together, and it also sets him up to get with Lucy. So her not leaving him kind of feels like it needlessly complicates the story, and I'm not sure why they did this, but we'll see. Also, Nadine's character feels really bland so far. I feel like Nadine in the original miniseries was a little bit over the top in how dramatic and childish she was, but this Nadine just feels unremarkable in every way. I'm not sure if it's bad acting, bad direction, or both, but overall I'm really not liking this portrayal of this character. I really liked Lloyd and Larry's scenes in episode 2. Seeing Lloyd at Randall's mercy made me really sympathetic to him. I feel like Lloyd, more than any other character in the series, really had no chance at redemption. Harold's fatal flaw is pride, Nadine's is love, or what she thinks of as love, but Lloyd was led astray by his own misguided loyalty. Based on the situation he was in, he really had no choice other than to trust Flag and to be recruited by him. And by the time he realized what a mistake he had made, it was too late. So I really felt sympathy for him. I'm really excited to see Nat Wolff continue to portray Lloyd because I've only seen him play good characters so far, and I think that he's like really having fun playing this character. And also I know that he'll add a level of humanity and depth to this character that I feel was kind of lacking in the original miniseries. Despite its flaws, I have high hopes for this miniseries, so I'll definitely continue watching to see what happens next. I also can't stop watching until they get to the episode about Nick, who is my favorite character. If you'd like to see my next review of the Stand miniseries, please hit that like button and subscribe. That would help me out so much. Thanks for watching. I'll see you later.